Sifu Raphael is the founder and host of Coaching Call, Heroes Rising, The Seer Show, and New Tip Daily. He works with individuals, groups, and businesses and helps them find clarity, purpose, and understanding of who they really are in business and personal life. Sifu Raphael has used his skills to develop a variety of multifaceted businesses in the martial arts and fitness industries. He owns and operates a 10,000 square foot martial arts and fitness facility in New York. Jose Escobar is an award-winning, nationally recognized personal development speaker, published author, and sales professional. He leads compelling, high-level communities consisting of entrepreneurs and advanced leaders through his two business models, the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf and the Connected Leaders Academy. He is also the co-host of Heroes Rising.
Jose, happy Friday, my friend. How are you today?
Well, let's just say I am better today than I was yesterday.
What?
And that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. How about you, Sifu?
Exceptional and getting better every day, just like you, my friend.
I love it. I love it. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We have two exceptional guests coming on our show. We are so thrilled that they're coming on. Let's go ahead and bring them on. What do you say? Marianne and Bill, thank you for joining us today. Today, we're going to definitely talk on different avenues, if you will, of leadership, of being present. And what I'd love to do first is just everybody say hello.
Hello. Hi, Jose. Hi, Sifu. Hi, audience. How's everyone doing today? Thank you so much for having me on your awesome show.
Yeah. Thank you for being here with us. You know, one of the things that for us, it's always bringing exceptional people on. And here's the thing. We are thrilled that you both are exceptional. So thank you for being here with us. Let me introduce Bill, if you don't mind. I know it says William, but that's because he's written so many books, but he likes to be called Bill. So he's had a career which includes decades of leadership roles in the private and public sectors, working in the world where, man, he is truly needed. He shares valuable lessons learned from current and aspiring leaders to enhance their opportunities for success and personal enlightenment. In his recent books on leadership and developing a personal philosophy of life. Bill, thank you so much for being here with us. So, Bill, we were speaking earlier, and you mentioned something that a lot of people wake up in the middle of the night and they have a hard time going back to sleep. And you told us that you have a cool story that you tell yourself when that happens.
That's true. I think a lot of us have that problem when we wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in that neighborhood where seems like there's no optimism in the world at that time of the morning. And so in your mind, you start thinking about work and all of the things you've got to do the next day. And it's really kind of brings on an anxiety sense. I didn't want to say attack, but you start to get anxious about things. So what I do, I found works for me, is I've had this running little science fiction story in my head. Something I start fleshing out the characters, where they're going to come from, what they're going to be doing, what would I write about if I were writing about them, and that sort of thing. And I've done it enough that it gets actually boring to me. So that helps put me back to sleep. And in fact, I've done it so much that I'm actually in the process of writing a book right now where I'm actually writing stuff down that I've been thinking about all this time. And I think it'll be fairly good, but that works for me.
So inspiration comes from anywhere, right? As a leader, sometimes we need that inspiration, don't we?
Absolutely. And you have to be open to recognizing that inspiration when it pops up, but it's everywhere in different areas.
Absolutely. You know, Jose probably has 5,000 questions for you, but I'm going to tell him not to ask all of them at once. But, you know, as a leader, You've been there, you've done it, you've coached so many people. Jose, what is one, maybe 2 or 3 questions you want to ask someone with as much knowledge as Bill has?
Well, first of all,
Here comes a stump Bill question now. I can feel it coming.
In the coaching space, it's vital, an important recipe to get the result for both parties, right?
Right.
Is coachability, right? The person that you're coaching has to be coachable. So I'm curious, when you're dealing with somebody who's not so coachable, do you drop that person, or do you navigate the waters in a certain way to make them become coachable? What's the strategy there?
Well, I'm gonna twist this question just a little bit, because I haven't done coaching in the sense that you have. But what I found was, when I was working, one of the organizations I worked for, the personnel or human relations office had leadership sessions, and sometimes they would ask me to come in and talk about leadership in those sessions. And I had a list of bullet points I would try to get across, but I encouraged them to talk to me. And what I found was, if I could get the people in that group to start talking, they would start really letting their hair down, so to speak, and bring up things in the workplace where we all worked that I would not have heard otherwise. And so I get to go back and forth with them. So actually, I probably got as much out of the sessions teaching about leadership, or coaching, if you want to call it that, as the people I was working with. And I think that free flow back and forth, where they became comfortable with me, really helped break down some of the barriers that are there when you first start a session.
Definitely.
So I don't really try to get away from them. I really listen to them and try to figure out, well, why are they holding back? What's going on here?
I gotta follow that up, because so now you open a can of worms, Seafood, because now I'm gonna keep asking like 30 more questions. But I gotta ask this question.
Okay.
Given your expertise in leadership, what exactly is leadership to you?
Leadership to me is setting a direction and inspiring others to follow. That's the simple definition. There's a lot more to it than that, obviously, but you're the one as a leader that sets the direction, and then you encourage and inspire. Inspire is an important word there, others to follow, to want to follow.
But I'm not a leader. What do you say then?
Well, if you're not a leader, you're going to have one. Someplace along the way, you're going to have a leader.
Great answer.
And if you know how they think, you can be more successful as a follower. Know what the leader wants and do it. Unless it's something, immoral or something along those illegal. You don't want to follow that. But you can learn from it.
I always say, in order to be a great leader, you needed to be a great follower. And I love that you brought that up, because a lot of people don't realize that even great leaders today, they still follow someone.
Absolutely.
They still follow the guidance of another person. Sometimes it could be as simple as their wife. And that's I'm not putting them down. I'm not saying simple. I'm saying, but a lot of people don't realize the impact that their partner has on their leadership skills, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so much in leadership. If we've got a minute or two, what I wrote down, I'm going to look at my list here, because I didn't want to forget some of these things. But here's some practices that help me maintain my sanity and be more effective at work over the years. And over time, one of the things that I had was administrative assistants that worked directly with me that I trusted. They trusted me and I trusted them. And that was huge. They had access to my email, and they looked through it each morning, looking for things that were hot, things that I needed to see during the day. But sometimes you'd probably the same. You get hundreds of emails during the course of a day. Some are just sort of informational, but others are hot topics that you need to address. And so having an administrative assistant that can scan through those in the morning, make notes of the hot ones, and then bring up later in the day, did you see this one or that one? And usually I had, but occasionally there'd be one that slipped through, and that was helpful. And they also, I would get them to accompany me to meetings so people would know who my administrative assistant was, and they could understand over time that I had trust in them. And so when I was not available, they felt free in talking to my administrative assistant about something that needed my attention. They knew they could go through her. And then sometimes on some of the simple emails, for an example, she would respond for me. She would make it clear that she was responding for me and copy me, but it took a lot of stress off too, having that person take a lot of those emails and deal with them. Another thing that's really important, I think we've talked about this before, is be consistent, be predictable to your staff. You want them to know how you would respond to a situation when you're not present. Say you're off on leave or ill or any number of things, and events come up in the course of a day where a decision needs to be made by someone. Well, if your staff knows how you think and you're predictable, they'll feel more comfortable making a decision that needs to be made on your behalf. If they don't know where you stand on things, they just won't decide anything, and it'll all pile up until you come back, and the clock has been ticking on the hot ones, and that's not a good thing. But anyway, so being consistent and predictable is really important. And then communicating regularly with your staff is very, very important. If people don't know what's going on in an organization, there's all sorts of bad vibes that come out of that. They start thinking, well, maybe I'm not important enough for them to tell me what's going on. Or they just need to know what's going on in the organization. And so your communication with them on a regular basis is good. And then complimenting good work publicly is very important. I've said this more than once, but whispering good job in somebody's ear, that's fine, but it has a lot more impact if you publicly recognize good work. And you have to insist on integrity in their actions. They represent you as well as themselves and the organization. So you've got to really insist that they act with integrity. And being a good mentor is important too. If you're a leader, you're also a mentor, whether you really understand that or not. You're just by having a leadership position, particularly if you have a title that makes people think, well, they are in a leadership position. They've got the title there. You want them to be a good mentor and set a good example all the time, whether you're at work or away from work in different settings. And then as a good leader knows there's going to be conflict in the organization from time to time. That's inevitable. There's going to be conflict. And so you need to address it sooner rather than later. No conflict ages well. It just only gets worse. And sometimes, though, you can use conflict as an opportunity to help somebody else grow. I've had some personnel situations before where somebody in my organization was trying to learn and develop, and they had a relationship with the person that was a problem. And I would ask them to deal with the situation, to talk with them, and to resolve the conflict. And usually they would just get wide-eyed and go, "Oh, I can't do that." And I'd say, "No, you can't. Sure, you can do it. And I mean, I'll help you if you need it." And that sort of throws out the challenge to them, and they just want to show that they can handle it. So that's good. And just understand the enormous influence you have as a leader. I've noticed the people in positions that are not leaders yet, but are aspiring to be, or maybe let's go down lower in the organization. They're a first-line supervisor. The way they talk with their employees, maybe the way they show their emotions, maybe anger, maybe some of the word choices are not the best they could have used and so forth. Well, you can get by with a little bit of that at some of the lower levels, but the higher you go, you have to really control some of those things, because your inflection, the way you say things, your facial expression can convey so much more when you're higher up in the organization than when you're down lower in it. So you just need to know that you have an enormous influence. And then don't make decisions to please others that you know are not right, because that will undermine your sense of self-worth and lead to a lot more internal stress for you. Often I've said to people, if you're really always worried about getting fired, you probably will be. You need to get past that, because you may, in a long career, you probably are. I've talked to a lot of people who have. I mean, I have, and other people have as well. That's inevitably going to happen. But I've also seen people that because they're worried about getting fired, that slows down their decision-making process. They don't inspire confidence, and it just really works to their detriment. So there's just a few of the things that I think, some of the practices that I employed that helped me.
Wow. Great stuff. Go for it, Jose.
I got to ask very quickly, in terms of leadership, in the space of leadership and coaching, but primarily leadership, if you had to say like the top 3 leaders globally that have at some point impacted you or inspired your journey in terms of what you've accomplished and what you've done in the space, who are those 3 names you dropped?
I don't have 3 names that pop in my head right now. There's a lot of different leaders that I've learned from over time. Some of them are just historical figures, but a lot of them are the people that I've actually worked with. One of them, for an example, was Ronald Carey. He was the president of James Madison University. He's passed away now, but he was, I thought, a great leader. He was mercurial. You've heard this phrase many times, force of nature. He truly was one. But I learned so much from him. Now, he was not a perfect person, believe me. He did some things, and I thought, oh boy, I'm not so sure I buy into this. But that was like 1% out of 100. The rest of it, he's a pretty amazing leader. And then there's some others, just Bernice King, Martin Luther King's daughter. I've met her before. I think she's an inspiring leader. She's got a certain niche, a cause, and she's very articulate. She works it, and I think she does really well with that. I had some leaders in the military too that were I thought exceptional in the sense that they really commanded respect. We all felt that we knew what they were doing, and that helped greatly. But I can't just name 3 people right offhand. There are many of them, and you learn so much from all of them, not just the great ones, but the ones, some of them that were bad. You learn a lot of things not to do if you're astute and look at it. Yeah. I don't know, Jose, if that.
You were close enough. 2 out of 3. I mean, and
that's really good. Bill, I want to thank you so much, because you've been in the leadership space for such a long time that sometimes it comes so natural to you that you don't even think about it, and that to me is a true leader. So thank you for being on the show today. What I'd like to do right now is go ahead and talk about my co-host, Jose Escobar. Wow, this guy, talk about a leader, talk about a coach, talk about an inspiration. He's an award-winning, nationally recognized personal development speaker. I think 8 or 9 time published author, has over 25 years of professional sales experience. He is a husband and a father to 5 children. He leads compelling high-level communities consisting of entrepreneurs and advanced leaders through 2 multi-6-figure business models, the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf and the Connected Leaders Academy. I got to tell you, Jose is exceptional in his presentations, where he has reached audiences collectively over 30 million and radiates through his dynamic coaching programs, inspiring his international 300+ entrepreneur and executive clientele to master their personal and professional excellence. Jose, the floor is yours, my friend.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here. I actually, one of those books that I co-authored, if I may.
Of course.
And I don't want to stand up too high because you might see my shorts that go with my suit. I'm just kidding.
Miami Vice, baby. Let's do it.
I almost did it though. I almost hit the pant line. Then you would have seen my shorts. But this book right here. Look at that, Marianne.
Oh wow, look at that.
I just picked it up.
Yeah, Marianne is a publisher, and she is a multiple-time author as well. And I co-authored this book with Marianne on Marianne's one of her books. So thank you, Marianne, for that opportunity. And there's like 19 other amazing authors in here, many of which are in the CLA. So I just had to shout you out since you're on the show, Marianne. So
Thank you so much.
for that. Absolutely. So in terms of myself, for the next 40 minutes, I hope you guys are ready. Just kidding. I think I have like 14 minutes now. But let me share with you a little bit about mindset, right? Because mindset for me is the beginning of your success. None of us are going to arrive to, as Daniel Gomez would say, a millionaire, to becoming a millionaire unless you have the millionaire mindset first. You got to have the mindset to position you to win the way you'd like to win. And the reality is that many people have a weak mindset. They have a poor mindset. They have the mindset of a victim versus a victor, right? We need to have a victory mindset. We need to have the victorious mindset. We need to have the mindset of expectation, the mindset of abundance, the mindset of I am creating the life that I desire. And I have the ability and the capacity to fulfill my dreams. And can I tell you something? If these dreams were not possible for you to fulfill, I don't think you would have them. I think you have those dreams because they are seeds for you to water and plant and find your way. But it's everything starts in the mind. And I've said this before, everything in life happens twice. First in the mind, and then in the physical plane. So ask yourself the question today, where is your mindset? Do you have that resilience? Do you have that bouncing back ability when the going gets tough? Because you know they say when the going gets tough, the tough get what?
Going.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. That is a fact. That is a reality. So what do you do when times get tough? Can you bounce back? I'm watching Hell's Kitchen right now with my son. We're watching a season on the DVR from 2 seasons ago that I still have sitting there with Dr. Phil episodes and a bunch of other things, right? And they always say, not Dr. Phil, Gordon Ramsay, this amazing chef, says you have to have the ability to bounce back. Otherwise, get out of my kitchen. And I think that applies in life. In life, we're going to hit roadblocks. We're going to hit speed. We're going to hit all kinds of, challenges. So what do we have to do? We have to find ways to get around, over, under, and sometimes through the challenges. And where does that start? In how you think, in how you see life. What is your worldview? Very, very important stuff. So I am a stickler when it comes to mental toughness. For me, it's all about mental toughness. You have to have the ability to have staying power. So many people quit right before the fruits of their labor. So many people quit right before the breakthrough. So many people quit trying to break that glass ceiling above their head, and it's already cracked. And it's about to burst, and they throw in the towel. It's just too much, too hard. Stop feeling your way into acting and start acting your way into feeling. I don't know if I feel like it today. I don't know if I'm in the mood. Who cares? Life keeps moving. This life train is going to keep moving. It's going to leave you in the dust. So I challenge everybody, and I love to challenge people. because that's how we grow. If you're comfortable, can I tell you something? You're not growing. If you're comfortable, can I tell you what another thing? You're probably 2 steps away from going backwards. Because anything worthwhile is uphill all the way. So you got to understand that life requires you to be tough. It requires you to show up. It requires you to follow through. It requires you to take action. It requires you to have the ability to take the punches and keep pressing forward. I think that's a variation of what Rocky said. I always think about that line in the movie Rocky, the new one that he made. And understand that victory in anything lies outside, it resides outside of your comfort zone. What's in our comfort zone is what we have already. The things that you want lie outside of it, right? On the outskirts. You got to go through the city dump to get to the promised land. I believe Les Brown has a phenomenal quote. Les Brown said, "Never say I'm having a bad day. Say I'm having a character building day." Never say I'm having a bad day. Say I'm having a character building day. That's a mindset piece. You got to brainwash yourself in the right ways to be able to show up in life the way a winner shows up. So are you a winner or are you a loser? That's a tough question. I would almost put all my money on the line and say 10 out of 10 people will say I'm a winner. That nobody's going to admit that they're a loser. But a lot of people have behaviors and attachments to things that are tied to losing. How many people hit the snooze button first thing in the morning? That's an L, folks. You're starting your day with an L. So let's go back to mindset. You have to tell yourself that you're a winner. And if you're not a winner, and you know for a fact, you know what, right now I'm in a losing season. I'm going through some things right now. I'm going through some challenges right now. And we all are. This is life. Peaks and valleys. So if you're having a challenging season right now, I need to tell you something. Attach yourself to a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Attach yourself to a winner, not yesterday, not in the future, right now. If you know that you're going through some things, and I'm saying it again, if you know that you're going through some things, attach yourself to a winner.
Mm.
How do you keep your dream alive? Hang around dreamers. Because birds of a feather flock together. We've heard all kinds of sayings. If you want to be broke, hang around 5 broke people. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. So you got to ask yourself these hard questions. Where is your mindset? What are you willing to do to get to where you want to get to? How do you maintain a victory mindset? Well, you got to manage your expectations. I always expect to win. I expect to win in everything I do. I'm a winner. I win at everything I do. Now, some of you might be thinking, man, Jose is one cocky SOB. Well, let me tell you something. That's not true. I have something called affirmations.
You're proven.
Every
SOB.
single morning and every single night, I brainwash myself and I change how I think, and I can't tell you anything else. I can't tell you, oh man, I try to win sometimes I tell you I win at everything I do. I'm a winner. Do you know why? Because that's how I think. And how I think is in alignment with what I say. And what I say directly impacts what I do. And what I do, if I do it consistently enough, becomes a habit. And the habit becomes part of my character. My character determines my destiny. And that's what it's about. But it all goes back to how you think. So when I'm coming here telling you with full confidence that I'm a winner and I win at everything I do, guess what? I believe it. So you have to ask yourself, and I'm being cognizant of the time, but you have to ask yourself, are you a winner? And a winner also knows how to manage his or her expectations, which means, are you prepared for the worst? I expect to win, but I'm prepared for the worst. And if the worst happens, guess what? No big deal. I was waiting for you. Hello, troubles. Now go kick rocks because I'm going to keep it moving. You got to have a strong EQ, emotional quotient. And the EQ will eat an IQ for lunch any day of the week. Period. That's not a comma. That's not a comma.
Very good. Very good.
That is a period. That is a period. So your mindset, where's your mindset? Are you a winner? How are you showing up every single day? Good to see you, Austin. Good to see you, Fico, Lori, all you amazing winners. See, there's winners. Winners do the things that losers don't like to do. I'm in a room with a bunch of winners. And if I'm ever down, guess what? You won't know it. You won't know it because I won't say it. I'm never down. I'm either up or I'm getting up, but I'm never down. So that is my time, folks. I hope I nudged a couple of you to ask yourself the hard questions, to be a person of victory, to have the right mindset, and to do what you got to do, because whatever you want lies on the outside of your comfort zone. Go get it, do what you got to do, and go win the day.
Can I comment real quickly, Jose?
Please do. Please do.
You're exactly what I was getting at earlier when I said a good leader is predictable. You're predictable. You're a winner. When you go into a meeting where something bad has happened, nobody expects you to wring your hands and say, "Oh my God, what happened to us?" They're gonna be thinking, I've got to come up with something future oriented to solve this problem, because that's what Jose expects. That's what he does. So you're predictable in that sense, in a very good way.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I want to share this with everybody. Just take a look and definitely get involved. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Jose Escobar, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. We're a growing tribe, a community of entrepreneurs all over the world, globally, all across the country, high performers, titans of industry. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more clients, more money, more profit, the bottom line, and of course, grow your circle and your network like never before, this is where you want to be. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. We are scaling massively. We want to welcome you in. Check me out on Instagram and on Facebook, the @ JAESCO25. We look forward to having you join us. Take care.
Today, people, today. Jose, incredible stuff, my friend, as always. You know, one of the things that goes to show that you brought out was your deck of cards, that your affirmations, and that you never allow someone to see if you're down, because when you bring that image forward, that image portrays itself back into your own mind. So thank you for sharing that with us. That was very impactful, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So our next guest is a dear friend of mine, fellow CLA founding member, and the laundry list of accolades is way too long. It would be a scroll that would go from here to Canada. And I'm in Maryland, folks. Marianne is a 7-time international award-winning best-selling. That's a lot of verbiage. 7-time international award-winning best-selling author. She has done all types of amazing things in business. She's an intuitive empowerment coach. She has workshops, Summit Facilitator, retreat leader, Ordained Minister, Reiki Master, meditation specialist, yoga instructor, digital TV podcaster. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. She's the host of Meditation Millionaire and a real estate agent with EXP Realty Brokerage, where she specializes in working with investors and investing in yourself. She is doing one thing, another thing. She just said it earlier today before we got on the show. She doesn't know how not to do multiple things, right? That's a sign of a leader, if you ask me. She also hosts a women's group called Empowered Resilient Women International Mastermind. She brings together high-end, amazing female women entrepreneurs globally. She has so much going on, folks. I am so excited to bring to you today Marianne Pageant out of Canada, and she's going to be sharing with us today the importance of self-love and self-worth in business and how it's the foundation of everything. So without further ado, get your pens, get your pads, get excited, because we were able to arrange Marianne for her to be here. And tomorrow, Saturday, she has an amazing virtual event that she's going to have with Juanita Cap, of which I'm going to be speaking at with some other amazing speakers. You want to tune in for that. I'm sure she'll talk about it. That's another thing she's doing. So without further ado, Marianne Pageant, the floor is yours.
Oh my gosh, Jose, thank you so much. First of all, I love you so much. I think you're like my baby brother, and which shows my age. And I love Connected Leaders Academy. If you have not spoken to Jose in your life, you're missing out. Get on to a Facebook or DM me or him or somebody, and just someone who will put you in touch with him. You've got to come join his group. It's amazing. I have 9 people in that book that are from Connected Leaders. 9 of us are in here. That's amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to start with affirmations. I was going to start with something else, but because you spoke about affirmations, I wanted to show you my favorite affirmation. I usually add end of story to this. So I can and I will, end of story. That's the sentence, the full sentence. There is no, oh, I don't know if I can. No, this, and then every day. And it's right here beside my computer. And I look at it, I don't know, 55,000 times a day. So you want to surround yourself, and you want to raise your vibration, and you want to raise your self-esteem, raise your confidence. Would that be helpful as a leader, do you think? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yes.
I think these are things that will, now, I'm not a list maker, not a big one anyways, but I have made a list for here because Jose knows I can talk, and I can talk forever. So I'm never at a loss for words. What I have trouble with is staying within a certain time frame. So that's why I threw out a list, and I thought, okay, this, I can follow the list, and hopefully my time will be okay. So affirmations, affirmations, affirmations. This here, I will, watch me, Lori McNeil says. So Lori McNeil is one of my coaches and one of my friends now as well. So back to affirmations for a second. This is your best friend. So this is a mirror. And if you pick up the mirror and you look at it and you say, I love myself 21 times, you will feel that. There's no way that you will not feel that. Now, that's not the only thing you have to do. I do that at retreats. I do it in pretty much every single class I teach. But if you look in the mirror and you say, I'm amazing. I am here. I have a bunch of things I wrote down. I am wealthy. I am healthy. Like, you could write a whole sentence. You can write your own affirmations. And if you look in the mirror and if you look right into your eyes, it's a whole different feeling. Try it sometime. We don't have time to get into a big session here, but you should definitely try that. That's absolutely amazing. One of my other big famous things that I do is meditation, of course. So I teach meditation. I do meditation. I think a lot of us meditate. It's super important to do I can't even get out of bed without meditating. That's the first thing. Then throughout the day, I'll probably do another one. If I have time, I'll go down by the water and I'll do one down there. It could be something very specific. It could be just, let's bring peace into our mind. I mean, isn't peace of mind what we're all after anyways? Isn't that the true definition of success? Is that you're at peace with your mind and your heart with what you're doing. And so, hi, Ivy. And so meditation, super, super important. There's so many different kinds. For me, I like to add breath work in it. And if we have time after this, and if they allow me, I will do a little meditation. But if you don't have time to meditate throughout the day, if you can't find at least 3 minutes, then you for sure need a whole hour. Because if you can't find 3 minutes to do a meditation, you need to change your schedule. And so all you have to do is just close your eyes. You want to sit up straight because it's good to have the energy moving up your spine in a balanced manner. And just take a deep breath in through your nose. Just take a deep breath in and exhale. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. It's that simple. Try to do that for 3 minutes. Don't try, just do it. And then do it for longer, and then do it for longer, and then do it for longer. And if you have trouble with that, connect with me and I will help you. I teach meditation. I'm the person who came to yoga class. I was lying down there and I've got the laundry list going through my head. And it took me 6 months to learn how to meditate properly. And because I struggled with it and I couldn't turn my brain off, I now teach it. So now I help people. And, isn't that the best way of doing it, right? Is you learn and then you teach. Journaling is a huge, huge component of my life. I have journals all over the place. Literally everywhere I sit, I have journals all over the house, in the car, little ones that I can take to the park with me, all kinds. And if I have nothing with me, I have my phone because I'm also a real estate agent. So my phone doesn't really leave my side too much. I will leave myself a journaling message. I will talk into my phone and leave myself an email. I'll do something. So my 3 most favorite journals are I Love Myself journal. So all the reasons why you love yourself every day. My gratitude journal, that's a given. Yes, journaling is amazing. And gratitude. And then I have a celebration journal. So I think it's important to celebrate everything you do because we spend so much time and so much energy focusing on, I have to do this. I have to get better at this. I don't know how to do this. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. This is so hard. How am I going to do this? When am I going to do that? No, let's just take a moment and celebrate. So if you're looking to make $1,000 that day, or let's go a little higher. If you're looking to make $100,000 that day and you make 91, yeah, I think that's a good day, right? You don't need to get down on yourself because you didn't hit 100. But I think let's celebrate it in a way like, oh yeah, I made $91,000 today. That's awesome. Tomorrow I will probably make up the other 9. So I'll make 109. You must control the monkey mind with stillness. Absolutely. I think stillness is success. Peace of mind is success. And happiness. Once you have peace in your heart and your mind, that's the best. So, and also gratitude moments. So I walk a lot. I go outside. I am blessed to be living very close to some seriously amazing parks here and down by the water. Lake Ontario is huge. And I feel like I'm down by the ocean. The only thing I'm missing is the salt water smell. But I will walk and I will be in gratitude. And also in the morning when I first wake up, I'll be, okay, these are the 5 people. These are the 5 things. These are the 5 events. It's got to be a minimum of 5. So some days it's 15, some days it's 5. some days I have to really search for the 5 because it's been, how did Jose call it? A character building day. It was a character building day, and I had to search for 5 things to be grateful for. And same thing when I go to bed at night. What are the 5 people? What are the 5 things, events, again, everything that I'm grateful for? While I'm walking, I'll be like, wow, I'm really lucky. You know, we have a lot of heat here this week and last week. And here in the Toronto area, we tend to get a very sort of sticky humidity. So you will hear me say, I am so grateful for air conditioning, like little things like that. So I am super grateful for air conditioning, and I'm grateful for my dog, and I'm grateful for the people in my life, and I'm grateful for everything I get to do. So there's a lot. Okay, boundaries. Get used to saying no. You don't have to say yes to everything. And don't say yes to things you want to say no to. And get in with people. Get the people who are not supportive of you, your life, your personality, your energy, period. Get those people away from you. I know some of them are family and you can't, get rid of them for life, but distance yourself, create a boundary with them, spend less time with them, spend more time with people who are supportive of you, and careful of what you say to yourself as well, right? Because we're back to the affirmations and self-talk and so on and so forth. Also read positive books, right? Read positive books, read inspirational, motivational books. Don't watch the news too much. I mean, obviously you need to stay informed, but don't sit there and listen and they're repeating the same story over and over again 10 times. It doesn't have to be that way. That isn't your life. Okay, keep positive. Oh, make sure you do some positive things. Give something to someone. Do something for someone. When I'm having a character building day, I will go out and I will try to do something for someone. So I will either gift them these vitamins, right, Jose? Or I will gift them some free coaching, or I will gift them a meditation. I will gift them something. I will go out and try to gift something to someone so I can change my energy, because character building is great. But if it's an all-day event for 7 days a week and you're having a really interesting week, then we got to change some energy.
Marianne, let people know about your event tomorrow before we bring on our next speaker. Let them know about your event tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow, Juanita Cap and I are doing an elite empowerment conference. Please come join us. There will be 13 of us inspiring you and empowering you. It will be streamed for free on my Facebook page. We do have a VIP package that contains a lot of gifts, free gifts, and discounted coaching, and gosh, so many gifts I can't even get in. I don't even know all of them because actually Juanita's still working on that. So by all means, please join us. We start at 9:30 a.m. and we run until 6 p.m. And Jose Escobar is going to be one of our speakers.
Excellent. Well, excellent. Wow. Thank you so much, Marianne. That was phenomenal. Make sure, folks, if you have not connected with Marianne, make sure you do, and William as well. But if you haven't connected with Marianne, I know her very well, very close, and she is top notch. You want to have her in your network. You want to have Marianne in your circle, and you definitely want to participate tomorrow. It doesn't get any better than a free event, and I encourage you to upgrade to VIP. It's going to be so worth it. So thank you, Marianne, for that. That was amazing. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
We're going to go ahead and bring on our final speaker today that's going to share with us some amazing things. Sifu Raphael is the founder of Heroes Rising. We're here right now, right? Which is this show and 4 other unique shows which are done live. He's a fitness professional, solutions expert, executive coach, and head instructor at Martial Arts and Fitness in New York, which is a massive facility. He's impacted the entire martial arts industry and made a dent for sure. Sifu Raphael's purpose is to unite like-minded individuals to create new possibilities and impact the world that we live in. Folks, I'm excited. I know you're excited. Lean in. Sifu Raphael, the floor is yours.
He's muted. You're muted.
Muted.
You're muted, Sifu.
Oh, still muted.
Now, what?
There you go.
I got to start again? Jose, you got me. You got me. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that introduction. And, for me, it's about giving, right? And the beautiful thing here is that every one of our guests, that's what they do as well. They give. So I want to start today by asking you 2 questions, but I want you to think about them first. And Jose kind of did it before, but I'm going to ask you to think about it without answering right away. Who is the leader you look up to? And I know he asked Bill. And then my second question is why? I really want you to think about your answers. Hold on to them until I finish speaking on why I believe and I think redefining your leadership skills on a consistent basis is so, so important. For me, leadership is not static. It's not a static concept. It is an ever-evolving journey of growth. And Bill touched upon that earlier. You need to be adaptable. You need to listen, right? Adaptability is also listening. And you need self-discovery. I personally believe it is crucial for each one of us to constantly reassess and redefine our approach to leadership. I truly believe I am a better leader today than I was yesterday. Why? Because when Jose asked me, how am I doing? And I said, exceptional and only getting better, is because I read stuff yesterday. But today I even read more. And today I learned more. And listening to each person on this panel, I learned more. So am I becoming better? I am every day. And just like Jose, no one will ever hear me say anything other than exceptional and getting better every day because I have to believe it. Marianne held up the mirror. Love that. Because we need to look in the mirror. We need to be accountable to us in order to make a change, in order to have the skills necessary. So every leader in the world needs to go on a transformative journey to unlock their true leadership potential. Let's face it, everyone on this panel knows the importance of evolving as a leader daily. The first step in redefining your leadership skills is self-reflection. Marianne, that was perfect. And that is it. That's how we start every day. That's how I start every day. Thank you for bringing it forward. You know, that image will never get out of my mind when you held up the mirror, because we need to do that. Loving ourselves first. Thank you for that. So take a moment to search within yourself and to understand your values, your strengths. But let's not forget our weaknesses, and we need to work on those daily. So what drives you? What are your core beliefs? By gaining clarity about your own identity, looking in that mirror and knowing your purpose, you do lay the foundation for authentic leadership, to be unique. Listen, it's great to follow other leaders, but you have to lead in your own way. I want you to remember this. True leadership is not about what society expects from you. It is about embracing your unique qualities and using them to inspire. And Bill said it earlier, inspiration. That's what made him think about a leadership and the influence that you have on other people. The next order of business I'd like to discuss with you in redefining your leadership skills is to embrace the power of continuous learning. Look at Jose's background. That's not a fake background, people. It is real. He's read books. He's in books. So what are you doing every day to grow as a leader? So leaders must be lifelong learners. To me, listen, I've known some billionaires personally, friends of mine. I go into their libraries because they have some of the best books. So if you want to know what successful people do, leaders do, they learn every day because they cannot go by what they knew yesterday. So you need to think of new ideas, perspectives, and experiences. You need to experience things. Go to Marianne's event tomorrow. Go there. Marianne, I don't know if I can make it because I'm a speaker at a different event, but if I wasn't, I would be there. So these are the things that you need to do as a leader. Find places where you can go and learn from other people. Seek out opportunities for your personal and your professional development. Attend workshops, read books, engage in meaningful conversations. Sometimes, these meaningful conversations are with your family and your children. Sometimes it's with a colleague, and a lot of times they may be with your coach. So you do need to surround yourself with individuals who will challenge you, who will call you out when you mess up. Those are not friends. Friends will lie to you. An ally will tell you the truth. I really don't have friends. I got to be honest with you. I have acquaintances, people I say hi to. But the people who will call me out for my mistakes or even ask me, did you do what you said you're going to do? Those are my allies. And those are the people I associate with regularly. They will call me out, just like I'll do for them. And we're honest. Use honesty. You want to improve your leadership skills? Honesty is huge. So think about this. Do this with your family, not just your friends. The more you expand your knowledge and your skills, the better equipped you will be to be of service, to the number one person who's looking back in that mirror. Listen, leadership has complexities. We know that. It's an ever-changing world. I want to commend you for joining us today. As you know, this show is about leadership by bringing you some of the best leaders in our communities, so they can share their methods and experiences and expectations even. You've heard it from 3 top coaches today. Whether you listen to me or not, I'm going to be honest with you. That does not change who I am. I will continue to grind every day because I need to become better every day. If someone doesn't care what I say, I'm not their cup of tea, that's okay. I'm cool. I know that I have to keep going because if I make a difference in one person's life, I'm set. So one crucial aspect of redefining your leadership skills is the ability to adapt. Yes. And also to embrace change. Don't be afraid of change. Leaders embrace change. Leaders must be agile, flexible, and willing to step outside of their comfort zones. So instead of resisting change, become a champion of it. Inspire others to embrace new ideas. Encourage daily experimentation and make the change to a better culture that values learning from failure. It's okay. We're going to fail. This is why I use a pencil. At the end of that pencil, there's an eraser. My mistakes never, ever define me. If anything, they make me better. Remember, great leaders are not afraid to take risks and push boundaries. I want to thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us. Jose, you are my friend, an exceptional leader. Bill, I love our conversations that we've had. Marianne, you are bringing the world closer through what you do. So thank you. Thank you. Do us all a big favor. Connect every day and become the leader that you want to see in the world. Be a leader you want to follow yourself. Who do I want to follow? I follow me first, then I'll follow others. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. That's me. That's me, Jose.
Oh.
Aha.
Sorry,
I had Jose mesmerized. I've never had that before.
I thought he was going right out into the outro. But listen, thank you all for being here. This was exciting. I enjoyed that. Sifu Raphael, Bill, Marianne, all of you were stellar. We expected nothing less. And, I'm just trying to keep up with all three of you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for adding value to everybody here at Heroes Rising. And let's continue to make a dent in the world, to create a massive impact globally, and to serve. And that's what it's all about. So thank you so much. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you all that were here live. And if you catch the replay, let us know in the replay, #replay. And let's hear your comments and thoughts. Thanks so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes. Enjoy, everybody. Bye-bye.